What a fantastic tour this has been. Historic. First the Test series, now the ODIs. But to be fair, there hasn't been too many bilateral ODIs being played in Australia between these two countries. But leaving that aside, from the takeaways, I mean, there have been so many positive. The biggest has been MS Dhoni, because that was a question. That was a question which needed to be answered, and I think to a great extent has been answered. As I mentioned in my article before as well, I think it's time to kind of reassess the new Dhoni that we see now and build the middle order around him, because he still has a lot to offer. I think he still should be the fulcrum, and but the issue is he needs a little more help now. So that was very evident. The plan and the answers that I'm talking about. The second ODI, you had Virat, upping the gear when he came into bat so that he could take a little more time. Then Dinesh Karthik, that 10 ball 24 was fantastic. And again, I emphasize, I think that's his strength. Coming in the last 5-7 overs and going after the bowling. We saw that in Nidas Trophy, during Nidas Trophy, we saw that in the second ODI as well. So I believe that's his strength, that's his role. And then Kedar Jadhav. And, I'm a fan of Kedar Jadhav. I really like him. He's got the temperament. He's got the cricket, the talent in him. But also, not just batting, bowling, sixth bowling option, which I'm a fan of. I believe in the sixth bowling option, and I think Kedar is a fantastic, option for that. But most importantly, what is going to be Dhoni's role and the personnel around him? That is important. I think a lot of those questions has been answered. Just one negative in that middle order was Ambati Rayudu, obviously, and the fact that he hasn't played competitive cricket kind of showed. He looked rusty, but hopefully the New Zealand series he'll get a few more games, because he is part of the squad and obviously part of the plans for the World Cup. Now, the other important question that needed to be answered was, yes, you have Bumrah, yes, you have Bhuvneshwar Kumar, but what after that? Now, if I look at what after that, you got an answer there in Mohammad Shami. Well, Mohammad Shami was phenomenal. I thought, the way he bowled, the way he ran it, just says volumes about his commitment. Because the issue was his fitness, hot and cold, and all that. But it's just so evident that he's worked so hard on his fitness that even after that long Test series, he was running in every over, every delivery that he bowled in the ODI series as well. And not just that, the variations. Obviously, we know what he can do with the new ball, his abilities with the new ball, but saw him nailing the Yorkers, bowled slower ones as well. So that, there you go. I mean, you straight away have your number 3 bowler as far as I'm concerned. Little disappointed, but I wouldn't read much into Siraj and Khalil, because they just played one game. It's not fair to judge them based on that. Hopefully, versus New Zealand, they'll get some opportunities there. So there you go. You got Bumrah, Shami, Bhuvneshwar. Now, Bhuvneshwar, if you remember, after that injury in England, has looked a little off color, right? To me, it seemed that he was never 100% fit. He was still struggling with his fitness. But this series saw him running hard as well, finishing his action, getting those Yorkers right, getting the new ball to swing as well. So again, I mean, Bhuvneshwar was never a doubt that he's going to be part of the setup, and he was one of the important part of the setup. But he was looking a little off color last 6-8 months. But this series, he was back to his best, and that was heartening to see. So you've got Bumrah coming back, you've got Bhuvneshwar, you've got Shami now, and so you kind of got that question answered to a great extent. Hardik Pandya not available, whatever's going on, at least saw Vijay Shankar in the last ODI. He looked all right, because how I see it is Chahal. Now, Chahal and Kuldeep together, when they've played in 23 matches, they've taken 87 wickets, right? They've taken 87 wickets, and they've picked up a wicket every 28 deliveries. So that just tells you the kind of difference both Chahal and Kuldeep can make when they're playing together. Well, what Chahal can do, you saw it in the last ODI, 6 for 42, but credit to his mental strength. He did not have a great West Indies series. The first 3 games, he went for a few. Then he was dropped for the last 2, dropped for the first 2 ODIs here, and came back with a bang. 6 for 42. Fantastic. Now, Chahal and Kuldeep, as far as I see it, can play together when you have a fast bowling all-rounder. Hardik, that's the reason, is very, very important cog in that wheel. If Hardik plays, he plays as a third seamer, then Kuldeep and Chahal plays. Now, if Hardik doesn't play, now we saw Vijay Shankar, seems to be a good option. I'm sure he'll get more chances in New Zealand. If again Vijay Shankar plays, he comes in as a third seamer, you can play those two. But if you don't have a fast bowling all-rounder, then Jadeja comes in, then and then you have to pick between Chahal and Kuldeep and play a third seamer. Now, that's the situation, and that's one of the reasons why Hardik is such an important part of this team. Well, going forward, I think, 2 very, very important questions have been answered. As I mentioned, the middle order, MS Dhoni coming back to kind of reinventing himself, the team reinventing Dhoni as well and what he can do. Your bowling options, Chahal, I think couldn't have been a better series for India. Well, I enjoyed it. Hope you did too.